What is up, guys? Welcome finally to episode 10 of News Bytes. It has been quite a long time. We actually started this series more than 2.5 years ago, and the fact that we're just now getting to episode 10...
Yeah, that kind of reflects on our practices as YouTubers.
Well, I mean, at least I actually post more than once a year.
True. I have been planning to work on some stuff, but I just haven't gotten to it.
Planning to. Anyway, though, guys, this episode we will be finally showing you the studio. That'll be in a separate video coming out tomorrow, and then the day after that we will have the blooper reel as usual. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and get started with episode 10. Alright, guys, so I really don't have that much to talk about, which might seem surprising since it's literally been 3 months since we last did one of these, but I will talk about what little I do have to talk about. So first up is the iPhone X. Now, we did an entire episode of the Rantcast on this recently, but I will be getting one, hopefully. I'm not switching back to Android this time like I did last year when the 7 came out, and if any of you are wondering why, it's because Samsung and Android just in general, it just sucks. That's all there is to it. I have a Mac. I like to be able to text and call from it. Therefore, I will get an iPhone. Now, if you get a Galaxy or a Pixel, I don't care. I just don't like it. So next up, also on the topic of Apple, is the new macOS. Now, this is called macOS High Sierra. Not too much has changed, but there are a couple of things. There's a new file system, which is Apple File System. I believe that came to iPhones first in iOS 10.3.1. I think. I'm not entirely sure, though. Might be wrong. Other new things are the new Siri voice, which is also in iOS 11, and the new video encoding protocol, which is H.265. And let me just talk about that for a second. So you all know I use Final Cut Pro to edit all of my videos, and iMovie is pretty much the free version of Final Cut, I guess. The day macOS High Sierra came out, there was an update for iMovie, which is a free video editing software, mind you, that allowed it to support H.265. Final Cut, today is October 8th, a $300 program, does not have it. Final Cut hasn't been updated since May of this year. And it's a $300 program and it doesn't support something that a free one does. I don't know. I don't know at this point. So on a different topic, guys, I did get a new S7 Edge. You can see it right here. I still don't like it, but I'm keeping it. You can watch an entire video I did on this back in, I think, August on why I'm going back to iOS and the whole story of what happened with my original S7 that I got a little over a year ago. The next topic has absolutely nothing to do with my channel or YouTube in general at all, but the new season of South Park, Season 21, started on September 13th, and honestly, guys, it's great. I think it's hilarious, and if any of you guys have Hulu or Xfinity, or any way you can watch it, really, just go watch it, because it is hilarious. Also on the topic of South Park, we have the new South Park game, which comes out in 9 days from today. I did pre-order it, so I will be playing it the day it comes out. As I talked about briefly at the beginning of this episode, we are using a Canon XA20 camcorder to record this, so it's going to be 1080p 60, and there's also a Sennheiser microphone right up there, just as a backup in case this decides to take a crap on us, or the MacBook that it's being recorded to decides to die or something. It's just as a backup. But the reason I have this is because I'm back in school, which means I am able to borrow stuff, like this camera and this microphone. There's also a bunch of other equipment I can borrow. We have more than one XA20. We actually have a DJI Ronin as well, which is a stabilizer if you guys don't know. Recently on my channel, the only videos I've been putting up are episodes of the Rantcast. I started the Rantcast back in July, I think it was July 5th. So it's been 3 months since I started the series. And it's a series where me and Brandon and occasionally a couple of my other friends get in a Skype call and just rant about a certain topic, and then I edit it and put it up on YouTube. Now, if you want to watch it, there's a link in the description. There's also a card you can watch them. They're pretty great videos. They're entertaining. But we're going to be trying to schedule them a little bit differently. We're going to pretty much record 3 episodes all at once and then release them at the beginning, middle, and end of each month. Theoretically, this is only theoretically because I don't know if it's going to work. But we're going to at least try. The final topic is this MacBook, which is the same MacBook I got in April of 2016. There is no longer a D brand on it because it got all scratched up and it just didn't look nice. So I put a monster sticker on it. And the monster sticker, which is probably chroma keying through the green screen, is actually holding up pretty well. Alright guys, so that's it from my channel. Let's see what's going on with Connor.
What's up, guys? Finally time for another episode of News Bytes. And finally is definitely the word for it. It has been a while. But honestly, I don't actually have that much to talk about either. Things have kind of been slow for both of us. But I do have a couple things to talk about, so let's jump right into it. First off, this. I got a new laptop to replace my old one, which is an absolute piece of junk. It's an Acer Aspire S5, 256GB SSD, Intel i7 6500 2.5 gigahertz, 8 gigs of RAM, and touchscreen, which is very nice for all sorts of stuff. So far, I have had no complaints with it other than the trackpad can be a little bit finicky at times. Depending on the context it's in, sometimes it treats the entire right side of the trackpad as right-click when you tap on it. It's a little bit weird, but you get used to it after a while. And that's my only big complaint with it. Battery life is great, runs great. Other than the trackpad, my only complaint with it is that the fan ports, you've got the intake here and output here, and they're right where my legs sit when I lay it on my lap. So it spins the fans up really hard when it's working hard because my legs are blocking the vents. But none of the problems I have with it are a huge deal. You get used to it eventually, get used to working around it, and everything else about it is great. Backlit keyboard, touchscreen, runs great. It's more powerful than my PC is, aside from not having a 2GB dedicated GPU. So, awesome laptop. I highly recommend it. It's only about $700 or $800 depending on where you get it, and it is worth every penny. Other news. You may have heard last time about a mod that I made for Minecraft called Backport. And I'm proud to announce that Backport has now passed 70,000 downloads. In fact, it's currently sitting at 71,400 and... wait for the page to refresh. Backport is now sitting at 71,489 downloads, which is... it's out of this world. I never imagined I would get this much support on it. It's amazing. Thank you guys so much. If you've gone and checked out the mod, I can't thank you enough. If you haven't, go check it out. It's just this nice little mod that brings some of the newer features from 1.11 and 1.12 back into 1.10, which was kind of the last major modding version for the game. So it lets you use the newer features in conjunction with the older mods.
Oh, but he's not releasing one for 1.7. Take note of that, guys.
Next up on the list is Firefox Quantum. Now, this is a bit of an interesting subject for me. I'm kind of a tech nut. Not in the same sense Sam is. He's more of a hardware nut, where I'm more of a software nut. I've been searching for the perfect browser for a long time. I started out I used Chrome for years. I love it. It's a great program, but it has its flaws. Then more recently, a few months ago, I switched to using Opera on desktop and Brave on mobile, which Opera is great. I like it. It's a really, really nice browser that doesn't nearly get the user base it deserves. And Brave on mobile is great. One of the only good mobile browsers I've found that actually has a built-in ad blocker, which is amazing. Unfortunately, the desktop version isn't quite ready for prime time yet, but I do highly recommend the mobile version if you want to check it out. But that's all changed now, and I have switched over entirely to Firefox for one specific reason, and that is Firefox Quantum. Firefox Quantum is the latest Firefox update. They've been working on it for a long time, rewriting things from the ground up. This, and just an aside, this is not sponsored in any way. I'm just really proud of the work they're doing and the advancements they're making in the field. First off, it's got a great new look to it. They've completely redone the visual scheme of everything on both mobile and desktop, and it looks amazing. And second, they've made the program itself so much better. It's got a brand new CSS engine, which, if you don't know what that is, would take too long to explain, but basically it's what makes the websites look pretty instead of just being black text on a white background. And the new engine that they use is orders of magnitude faster than any other CSS engine that's ever been invented, which makes Firefox Quantum ridiculously stupid fast. Wait for the page to refresh. Wait for the page to refresh. Wait for the page to refresh. It's a breeze to use, amazing. I've had only good experiences with it since the Quantum update. And even the mobile version of the browser is awesome. It looks great. It doesn't look like just another Chrome ripoff like some other browsers for mobile do. And the best part is you can even use add-ons on the mobile browser, which I have not seen any other browser manage. And Firefox has a very good add-on ecosystem. And on top of that, add-ons don't have to be specifically made for the mobile version. I believe they can be, and some of them are, but the add-ons in the store will work on both desktop and mobile no matter what the add-on is. So I've got uBlock Origin in my mobile browser, which is just awesome because it means that I'm willing to forfeit the built-in ad blocker on Brave for what is honestly at this point a better browser. Just my little tech rant. I'm not sponsored by Mozilla. I probably never will be. That would be awesome, but I probably never will be. But seriously, guys, if you like browsers and tech stuff and trying to find the absolute best pieces of technology you possibly can, go check out Firefox. Their latest update is absolutely breathtaking. And with that, let's head back over to the joint segment.
Alright guys, so that is going to be it for episode 10 of News Bytes. If you did enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to both of our channels if you haven't already. As usual, there's a card right now for Connor's channel, there's going to be an end screen with his channel, and there's a link in the description. But until the next video guys, that is it. So thank you for watching.
See you guys next time.